Hey guys, what's up? Sermo11 here, and today I'll be doing a spoiler review on Star Wars: The Force Awakens. Oh, and by the way, Happy New Year, because I didn't say that. So, yeah, Happy New Year. This movie was simply awesome. This is my first Star Wars movie, and I knew a lot of people liked the series, but I just never got into it. I think one of the reasons why I didn't get into it was like the movies are really long, and I just really didn't want to get into that. And I knew it was big, but at certain points it kind of seemed like a sort of niche thing, and it seemed a little bit. It seemed kind of nerdy, you know, like the way people are making fun of it and all the parodies I see of it. But like, I'm not trying to insult the series or anything, so I almost didn't want to put that in the review, but I want to be honest. So it does seem kind of nerdy, but I like it. This movie, I loved it. The acting, the characters, the action, it was just all really nice. The movie is about 2 hours and 17 minutes, so it goes on for a while, but it's pretty entertaining for that whole time period. And I was afraid that I was gonna fall asleep since I didn't get all my sleep today, but I was wide awake in the theater. You know, I want to know what happens next, and I finished the movie and I really liked it. After watching this movie, I can officially say that I am a Star Wars fan, and I really want to watch the previous films. I've heard, I think the first three are good. The second set of three is bad. That's what like the consensus seems like, but we'll see. This review might be a little bit long because I kind of went over everything. Like, you guys know me, I can't really write a compact review, so I'll be going through a lot of stuff. Hopefully it's not too long because I've seen some long reviews for this movie. Plus, I'm kind of going off script here. So, yeah, I'm going to go back to the script. So, the movie. I'm going to go pretty deep into the story since, you know, I don't remember everything, but I did take a look at the Wikipedia page. I've also seen a review over the movie, so I remember certain plot points and all that. I did watch it today, but, you know, you can't remember everything. Plus, the movie's like, it's so long, but let's just see where I go with this. The movie starts off with this new character named Poe, who is part of the resistance against the First Order. The First Order rose up after the fall of the Galactic Empire, and I'm guessing that's the villains from the previous films or whatever. Poe, he's a pilot, one of the best pilots, and he's getting a map to find Luke Skywalker from this old man. I don't know who this old man is. I don't know if he's from the other films. I don't know. But Luke is the main character of the first three films, and I don't know about the other three, but I do know he is the main character of the original films. And basically, Luke Skywalker has become some sort of legend or myth among people. So stormtroopers come to this planet, they start attacking people, and we get introduced to the new villain, Kylo Ren. And Kylo Ren, he seems pretty cool at first, but things kind of change with him as the movie goes on. You know, we learn more about him, and he appears to be very intelligent, but at some points, the way he behaves is just kind of strange. For this guy, it's like, you're such an intelligent person, but then you have these moments, you know. So Poe tries to leave the planet, but he can't after they shoot up his ship and everything, and he gets his robot friend BB-8. He gives the robot the map to find Luke, and he tells the robot to go far away from this place. Again, I haven't seen the other movies, but it seems like robots are treated like people in this series. You know, the human characters, they're really caring towards the robots, and they can have conversations with the robots. Except the only people who understand what the robots are saying are on screen, because like the robots are making sounds, and sometimes they sound like words, but most of the time they don't. And then like they're having this full conversation with this robot, and I'm like, what's going on? And there are also like a lot of aliens in this series, and then sometimes they speak in like their alien dialect or whatever. There was like no explanation given for that. Like, they just talk and then they just keep going with the scene. Like, there's no subtitles or anything. Like, they even had a human character speaking a different language, and they gave him subtitles, but they don't give the alien subtitles. It's like they just put the alien language in there to sound cool or whatever. But Kylo Ren, he tells the stormtroopers to kill the villagers, and they've kind of put all the villagers in a circle, and they start shooting them. But one of the stormtroopers doesn't shoot any of the villagers, and that's very important. Kylo Ren, he notices this, and this is important later on, and it really shows how smart Kylo Ren is, because he makes the connection with this later in the film. He knows exactly who this is. And it seemed like this stormtrooper, at this time, it seemed like it could be like either the one that everyone was excited about, the one who does something that people thought was really cool, like later in the film, or it's Finn, because he's one of the main characters and he was shown to be a stormtrooper. And I mean, our main character would probably not be like super violent. I liked how Poe tried to shoot Kylo Ren from his ship, but Kylo Ren stops it with the Force. And I don't really know that much about the Force or the Jedi. It seems like the Force is a power that can control things, obviously. I mean, it's been parodied so much that I definitely know that about it. But it also can be used to read someone else's mind. And I don't know if everyone can use this power or if it's just certain people. But it was stated that the Force is all around them. So I'm guessing maybe even normal people might have access to it or something like that. And it was cool because for the entire shot, I'm going back to the whole Kylo Ren thing, the blast that Kylo Ren had stopped with his Force was just there in the air. And I just love the special effects in this movie. The special effects were really good. So Poe, he gets captured, but BB-8 is continuing to travel the planet. And I really like the locations chosen for this movie. It's meant to be in space, and they chose some really nice places that look space-like, or what we think space might look like. But getting back to the, we have other planets like Mars and stuff, and that's like a barren planet. So, do something like that. Or it could be whatever you want, because, space is infinite, and we don't know, the universe is infinite, and we don't really know what everything looks like. So yeah, there could be a planet just like Earth, but I'm getting into something else. Getting back to the Jedi point, it seems like they're knights in a way, knights in space or something. I looked the term up. I read a little bit on it. There's like a Jedi Order or something. Again, I don't know all the terms. I'll try to watch the other movies eventually so I can learn and be informed like everyone else. So, a girl by the name of Rey, she's getting junk from an old ship. And by the way, I really like the gear that she was wearing when she was introduced, the clothing and stuff when she was inside the ship. I thought that was nice. And she gets this junk from the ship, and she sells it to this guy for food, I think. I'm not sure. I don't think it was money because it looked like she used it to make bread. So maybe it's just something to make food with. But she's living in this community of scavengers. BB-8 is being captured by some creature, but Rey knows the creature, and Rey frees him. And this is what pretty much involves her and the whole conflict. Rey is very pretty, by the way. The actor, Daisy, I don't know her last name. I've heard it before, but I don't remember. But she's a very attractive woman. And Kylo Ren, he tortures Poe with the Force. And I thought he wouldn't be broken by the Force because he seemed really strong at first, but I guess Kylo Ren put the Force on really hard. I guess that's a way of saying it. And then Poe gives in and tells him the information. But back to the stormtrooper that didn't kill anyone. We know it's Finn because, we know it's obviously, you've seen the movie, it is Finn, but we know it's the stormtrooper that they were showing before, they gave a little focus on, because another stormtrooper literally died in front of him and put his blood on his helmet. So he takes his helmet off, and it's Finn, aka FN 2187, or 2187, I'm not sure how they say it in the film. I don't remember. I can't seem to find this character's name online, but it was the female stormtrooper with the cape and the gray coloring. She wants to talk to Finn about what happened and everything. I think she said that they wanted to put him in a brainwashing situation or something like that. Since he broke orders and all that. He sees Poe and he takes him and basically says that he wants to get him out, but really Finn needs a ride. So they get into a TIE fighter and they leave. Poe gives Finn his name. Finn didn't have a name at this point, so Poe gives him a name and they become best friends in a day or so. I don't know, it's really quick. It just seemed weird how they became close so fast. I think John, who's the actor that plays Finn, I think he's a good actor, but if the character was written this way, I'm sorry, but I wasn't a huge fan of how Finn was so into stuff. Like, he overreacted a lot in this movie, and it wasn't just the escape scene, it was also later on in the film. I won't say tone it down, I just thought it was odd, I just thought I should mention that. But they eventually crash after being shot down, and they crash on Jakku, which is the planet that Rey is on. Finn doesn't see Poe, and he assumes that he's dead. And I really like the way that they handled this situation, because they make it seem like they got there. Like, they made it seem like the scene was like right after they got there, but they had actually been there for a while. I'm not sure why Finn was okay if they had been there for a while. I don't think his part of the ship was on fire, but the other part was on fire, but that would have meant that it's been smoking for a long time, because they actually arrived there at night, and then well, actually I have to stop this review, but more coming soon, so yeah, there's gonna be a cut here. Hey, what's up guys, Cinema11 here. Kind of gonna just like jump back into the review. I think, yeah, this is probably a few days later, so yeah. So Star Wars, The Force Awakens, I left off with the crash of Finn and Poe, and basically they crash after being shot, and they crash on Jakku, that's the planet that Rey's on, and Finn doesn't see Poe, so he assumes that he's dead, and he couldn't really open the ship to check because it was quickly eaten by, I think it was the sand or a monster or something. But I knew Poe wasn't dead. He seemed like a pretty important character, and I doubt they would have just killed him off like that. I don't know if they do that. It's possible that they do that, you know, just kill characters off and just keep going. But like, I'm used to shows kind of building up to that. We get to see a lot of the character before they're killed off. And I've said this twice, but this movie is long. It's super long. But by this time we had gotten a lot of Poe and Finn, so I thought Poe was going to be a bigger part of the main cast, but he's not in most of the movie. So Finn is walking the desert, and he walks the desert for a long time. And if I was him, I would have started wondering whether I was going to make it or not, but he eventually finds a village, and he gets some water from some alien's water bowl. And he's grossed out at first, but he keeps drinking it. I mean, he's been in the desert for a long time. You're kind of desperate. You'll drink whatever you can get, even if it's nasty. I probably would have thrown it up, but that's me. Rey is being attacked for BB-8 because of how much BB-8 is worth. I don't know if I talked about this earlier, but I believe the shopkeeper wanted to buy BB-8, and she refused, and BB-8, he basically sent some men after her. He sent some people after her. I also recently, well, it was last night I watched, or was that today? Last night, today, same difference, kind of. It was a deleted scene where BB-8, where she actually kind of powers down BB-8 before, you know, saying, no, I don't want to give you this robot. So yeah, some of the deleted scenes or some of the scenes that like have been taken out, they sound pretty interesting. So I would love to see those. I don't know if I would want to buy this on DVD, but I would love to see those somehow, maybe online or something like that. Let me see, where am I at? So Finn was gonna jump in and save Rey from the attackers to, you know, try and get BB-8 and everything, but she quickly defeats them. And in this movie, it happens multiple times where they're kind of surprised that Rey is so capable of herself. And I don't really know if that's needed, you know. Maybe it's just a little comedic moment, because one time it was a comedic moment, but like overall, you don't need that. I hope that's not there just because she's a woman, you know. Oh, I feel like I need to help this girl. Oh wait, she can do it herself, you know. It's nice having a female lead that's very capable and all that. So the First Order has tracked them down, and they're attacking all three of them. You know, they're on Jakku at this point, and the gang or the trio, they find the Millennium Falcon, which I'm guessing is Han Solo's old ship based on what they said in the film. There's a ship fight. They go through the relics that or they go through the old ship that Rey was exploring, and eventually They make it into space, I believe, and their ship is eaten by a bigger ship, which has Han Solo on it. And I didn't really understand this, like, who owned this big ship? Like, there were other people besides Han Solo and Chewie on there, or Chewbacca. But anyways, those characters return, and all the cast meets each other, you know. Han Solo and Chewie are from the other films and all that. It was just, I didn't really understand what kind of ship he was on, because I thought the idea of the ship eating the other ship was cool, but it was just like, where is this coming from? Ship, who owns this? Like, why are there multiple people on there? Can people just come into the ship? Or like, did you even know? Because he had like creatures and stuff on there, but there were other people on the ship. And I guess it would have been better just to explain like how they got on there, like showing them getting on there or something like that. I don't know. I can't remember everything that happened in this film, but at one point, Finn is pretty much hitting on Rey and asking if she has a boyfriend, and I like that moment. Finn's a very comedic character. He brings life to the film, but at some points it's like too much life, you know? It's like, we get it, you're the funny guy, but at some points it's too much, for me at least. We learn why Luke disappeared. He was trying to rebuild the Jedi Order, but a bad student ruined all of that for him and he went into hiding. Han Solo has some stuff going on with these other gangs who corner him, but Rey accidentally saves the day by releasing creatures on the ship who kill most of them. I don't know all the terms, but they get on the Falcon and they warp out pretty much. That's what I think, you know, a warp. That's what it seemed like. And they look at the map that BB-8 has, but it's incomplete, so they go to another planet so that BB-8 can be sent to the Resistance. Also, by the way, Finn has been lying to Rey because he said he was part of the Resistance, but he's just a previous First Order soldier. And I like how consistent the characters are throughout the movie. You know, Finn is comedic and he's caring about other people, but he's also looking out for himself. So he wants to leave everything, and the others want to continue with this whole thing, you know, getting more into the Luke stuff, dealing with the First Order, but Finn, he wants out. And I also like how big the universe in Star Wars is, but I don't really know how much they're skipping around. Are they going from galaxy to galaxy, or is this all in the solar system, or is it solar system to solar system, with just different planets? I don't know. But they're in a bar basically, and they're meeting with this one character. I didn't write down her name, but she had the goggles and everything. You know, she could zoom in with the goggles and she could see more. She was kind of short. They come to this planet to get help from her basically. So a voice is calling out to Rey, and she goes to the basement of this bar that they're in, and she finds a lightsaber, but upon touching it, she gets some weird memories. And are these from Luke? It kind of looked like that. She runs away after being offered the lightsaber by the short alien with the goggles and everything. And Finn returns and he gets the lightsaber instead to give to her. The First Order, they have this weapon which takes energy from the sun and then uses it. And that's actually a really cool idea. I really like that. And their base is pretty much a bigger Death Star. And these guys are definitely giving me a Nazi vibe. It's like, hey, let's take Hitler and put him in space. That's General Hux for you. We also have Supreme Leader Snook. Sorry if I said the name wrong, but he's over Kylo Ren and Hux. And it was weird because he was just a big alien hologram. It seemed kind of awkward, you know. Why can't he be normal size? If he's normal size, why design his hologram to be so big? He basically wants Kylo Ren to kill his father. And by the way, Kylo Ren is the son of Han Solo. I was spoiled on that, and it's kind of like Naruto with the whole kill your best friend thing so you can unlock a new level of power. The First Order attacks the planet that they're on, and I thought Finn was a person who would avoid murder, but it doesn't seem like that at all. He just wouldn't kill the villagers, but he has no problem attacking the stormtroopers. And there was this moment in the movie where a stormtrooper approaches Finn and calls him a traitor, drops his gun and his shield, and he pulls out this sword thing or staff or whatever. And apparently people love this moment. I thought it was alright, probably because this was another thing spoiled for me. And this one guy on Facebook, he keeps we're friends and everything. It's just like he keeps posting memes of this stormtrooper. And again, you can be like, oh, well, you should have, you still could have liked the moment in the movie. I don't know, I'm different. Even if you start talking about like minor things, I'm going to remember that. Especially if I'm watching the movie soon and it's like, I can kind of see how you found this cool, but I also don't have the surprise factor. So, yeah. So Finn is using the lightsaber and stuff to fight this guy, and this guy is actually too much for Finn, which I like because I don't want Finn to be like overpowered in the beginning because there are going to be multiple movies. And I believe Han Solo ends up shooting the stormtrooper, and Han even shot someone without looking. I thought that was a cool moment. Kylo Ren eventually finds Rey, who is in the forest because she's been running away and everything, and he takes her with him. And the Resistance arrives on the planet, and surprise, surprise, Poe is alive. Kylo Ren, he tries to get information from Rey back on his planet/ship thing, but she starts reading his mind instead, and it's pretty obvious that she has the Force too. And again, I don't know how the Force works, so I was expecting her to like push him out of her mind or something, but with her mind. But he can't find the information that he needs because I guess she's kind of like hiding it with the Force or something like that. And she gets one of the stormtroopers to let her out using the Jedi mind trick. Kylo Ren, he also took his mask off during this period when they were having this whole conversation, this whole interrogation period. And I'm glad this wasn't dragged out or anything, but, like seeing his face or whatever, I thought it was cool to see his face, It's just a face, but yeah, Kylo Ren. Princess Leia arrives on the planet, and the planet that I've been calling for the longest. I've been calling this place the planet for the longest. It's Tokodana. I'm probably saying that wrong, but Tokodana, something like that. I always thought that Princess Leia was with Luke, even after I found out they were siblings. It's weird, hear me out though, but it's just like, I always saw them together. It looked like the male lead, the female lead. That's normally how I match the characters up, but it's like, oh wait, they're brother and sister. Can't do that. That doesn't make any sense either, so yeah. But, her and Han Solo share a moment, and basically she wants him to bring their son back. And Han has been running around the galaxy to avoid his previous life, it seems. Finn and Poe, they see each other and they get really excited, which I don't get. You literally met a day ago, or was it today that you guys met? Like, how many days are even in this movie? Does this movie last a day? I am so serious right now because I remember there was a change between day and night when they crashed on Jakku or whatever. But every other scene is in the morning, except at the end of the movie. So does this movie last like 2 days or something? I just want to know. But, everyone's on this planet. Old characters meet new characters. And we learned that R2-D2 hasn't been working since Luke left. And it was cool seeing the two robot mascots from the original and the new movie, seeing them together and everything. And everyone is thinking of a plan to take the super weapon down, and Finn basically lies so that he can rescue Rey. Now, when I heard that he was lying, I thought this is what's going to cause that shocking moment in the movie that was spoiled for me, but it kind of isn't. That's kind of like someone else's fault. But, so for some reason, they only send Han Solo, Finn, and Chewie to get into this super weapon and bring it down. Well, actually, they wanted them to turn the shields down so they could start, shooting at it and everything. And I felt like more people would have been useful, having some other people running around on the ship or whatever. I mean, you're gonna run Kylo Ren either way, so why not have a few more people with you to take out some of the stormtroopers? Help blow up the ship or whatever. Even just a few more. But they're able to lower the shields and find Rey, who's actually escaped on her own. And everything is going smoothly, but Kylo Ren, can you invest in some cameras or some better security? Star Wars doesn't seem like it's set completely in the future, you know. This will be a weird point, but hear me out. You have this huge planet that has been converted into a ship, but you don't have cameras on your ship, or these cameras were never shown, you know. There's no one monitoring this or something. The ship that ate Han Solo's ship had cameras on it, you know. They looked through the cameras, they could see what was going on. And seriously, maybe Kylo Ren doesn't get technology, but he gets all of these daddy issues. I don't understand. It was just weird to me. Han and Chewie, they set explosions on the ship, but Han, he sees his son. And I'm thinking, don't do it. Don't go near him. This guy's dangerous. But he does it anyway because he's a caring parent, and you know that's what a parent would do. Even if their child is bad, they would still approach them because they wouldn't think their child would hurt them or anything, or hurt them severely. So he calls his son out, and everyone's just watching this moment go on. Also, how does the Force work? I know this is a weird time to ask this, but it seemed like Kylo Ren could sense his father earlier on in the movie, but he didn't notice that he was in the same area as him. He's just walking forward like he can't see, and, you know, maybe it's the mask. Maybe the mask distorts the Force or something, but it was just, you know, it was weird. So they start talking. Kylo Ren, his real name is Ben, and he's conflicted since his father is offering him help, but he also has to kill him to gain more power. And I'm guessing he's also, you know, conflicting between the light and the dark, but they didn't really talk about that. He just seems kind of dark, but, like, especially at the beginning of the movie, like, he wanted them to kill the villagers, but at other points, he seems like he's kind of, like, not super dark, but overall, I would say he's very deep into the dark side. And let me see, where am I at? I'm guessing this is the student that caused Luke to leave. You know, Kylo Ren, he says that he needs help, but he doesn't want the help that Han is thinking of. You know, Han wants him to come home, you know, to his family so they can help him, they can train him and everything. But Kylo Ren wants to kill his father, and he seemingly does that, you know. He pulls his lightsaber out. Han got really close to his son because I guess he didn't feel danger or anything, or, you know, felt pressure coming from this guy, and or maybe he just wanted to save his son, you know. I guess, like, getting close, you know, trying to share a moment with him is the best way of trying to save him. But Han gets really close and he stabs him. And then Han falls down the ship because for some reason there's like a pathway in front of the ship, and there's like all this open space around it, but there's no bars. So if you were to get pushed off of it, you would either die or I don't know what's down there, but I would assume you would die. But I don't really think he's dead because he seems like a major player in the Star Wars series. I looked a little bit up about Han Solo, and I just don't think he's dead. But it's kind of hard to avoid that. And apparently, they've done a scene like this before, so who knows? Also, screw the people who spoiled this. By the way, you know, you spoiled this for me. Screw you, because you didn't ruin the movie, but you made it less, I guess, exciting or everything. So everyone is shocked. And they start shooting at Kylo Ren immediately. They start shooting the stormtroopers. And I love this. It's like, when you kill someone, that's the final draw. You know, we're shooting at you. It reminded me of Avatar when Iroh got hit. And then everyone attacked Azula right away. I also loved how Chewie decided that it was time to blow this ship up. You know, it's like, you killed I'm assuming they're like best friends or whatever. So like, you killed my best friend, so I'm going to blow your ship up and kill all of us or something. So Kylo Ren, he does actually get wounded by the laser shots from the three. I'm not sure if it was Finn or Rey or Chewie, but one of them actually does hit him. Rey and Finn are leaving, but Kylo Ren is somehow ahead of them. So they're in the forest and it's snowing. He's bleeding, his helmet's off, and he seems desperate. And I know what I forgot to mention. Kylo Ren, he freaks out at least twice in this movie. And it's funny, but it does show how flawed his character is. I've talked to a few friends about it. Some people like it, some people don't. He's a man-child, you know. whenever something doesn't go his way, he pulls out his lightsaber and he starts to destroy things. At one point, he's going crazy with his lightsaber, and two stormtroopers are on their way about to walk into the room, but once they hear this, they leave, and it was a funny moment. I made a joke about this. Kylo Ren, he was dropped as a child, While he's really intelligent, he has these moments when he gets angry and he just flips out, and that's from being dropped as a child. But I'm not that funny, so yeah. Kylo Ren, he immediately takes out Rey with the Force, and then Finn picks up the lightsaber and tries to fight him. Kylo Ren, he wins the fight, and then Finn gets a nice wound on his back. We also learn why Kylo Ren's we learn why his lightsaber is like that. Some people didn't like this initial design of the lightsaber, or they made fun of it when we saw, images from Star Wars way in the beginning when they were first starting to release information about the movie. Where am I at? I'm sorry, I keep losing my place because this is a really long review. Plus, it's just like a mountain of text that I wrote. But yeah. Okay, so it's designed like a sword, basically, and the guards on the side can be used to stab someone, even if the main part of the saber can't reach them. So if you're, I don't know if it's called a parry or something, but like if you are swinging at each other and you're like pushing your lightsabers towards each other, Kylo Ren, he has the little things on the side, the guards on the side, which you can also like, poke into you or stab you with, because he can, or burn you or cut you or something, but he has that where he can still hit you. So you have to pull back, and then he can hit you again with the main part of the lightsaber. The parallel in the beginning of the movie between Kylo Ren and Finn was good, I thought. Kylo, he kills without a second thought, and Finn seems to only kill bad people. But back to the story, Rey picks up the lightsaber with the Force because Kylo Ren, he's trying to pick it up, and she somehow like overpowers his Force, and she also overpowers Kylo Ren with her lightsaber. This fight was great, but he gets a wound on his face, and I doubt that's going away. I just don't like scars on people, especially on their faces. But yeah, this fight is a lot of fun since they're cutting trees down, and the planet is being destroyed too. It reminded me of Dragon Ball Z, and the planet literally splits Rey and Kylo Ren apart. And she's rescued by Chewie, but like when we see her just looking at him, I thought she was gonna be like, "You can come with us," or something like that, something stupid where the main character's like, "You can still be saved, even though you've killed people. We still accept you." But I'm glad they don't do that. I don't know if she was thinking about it, but I'm glad they didn't do that. And a lot of people didn't like how Rey. Well, some people didn't like that Rey was so capable of using the lightsaber when she's like gone through no training, but there are theories on that. And I like the Star Wars fandom, but the one thing I don't like is that there are a lot of theories out there, and I don't know if the franchise has like a set ending or a set beginning. So and there's like so many different ways to approach the series. I don't really like that people can like make all the theories. I'm sure it's fun to some people, but I kind of just want like, everything to be explained by the creators or whatever. So did I have anything else to add on the Rey and Kylo Ren thing? No, I don't think so. Even if I did, it probably wasn't that important. So Finn is rescued too, but he's messed up, and I doubt Kylo Ren is dead. I believe General Hux was supposed to save him, and I'm sure this experience will shape Kylo Ren's character even more. But I feel like in the end he'll be good, and his dad will still be alive. So the planet eventually does blow up, and the Resistance celebrates, but Leia is sad over Han's death. R2-D2 finally wakes up for some reason, and he asks the rest of the map to Luke. And that's also another thing I can say for some reason he has the rest of the map to Luke, unless Luke implanted him with a map with his location or something. So these two maps are combined, and Rey is off to find Luke. Again, why is the rescue crew, or the crew to find Luke, why is it just Rey and Chewie? Why not more people? What if this is dangerous? Why not bring Leia? This would be important to her. Why not bring Poe just for like safety or whatever? But Rey can take care of herself, right? Why not bring other people? Why not bring R2-D2? I don't know if they could bring, actually the robots, I don't even know if they could come, because like the place is like a very steep you're just kind of going up. I doubt the robots will be able to handle that unless they can fly, which I haven't seen. It's just like, what if this is dangerous? You have a whole army. Well, you have half of an army based on what happened. Just take a few people with you. Take Poe or Leia with you. Oh, and by the way, Finn is still knocked out by Rey. Finn is still knocked out by Kylo Ren, but Rey gives him a kiss on the forehead. She called him friend or something. So a lot of people, well, not a lot of people, but I watched Andre's review, Black Nerd Comedy, and he was like, he got friend zoned. So these two characters, I believe they have a lot of chemistry and they really play off of each other. I would love to see them be with each other, but really all of the cast works together very well. They all play off of each other. And Rey arrives at the planet that Luke is on. She travels via monologue and then she eventually finds him. And this scene was just awkward for a couple of reasons. I guess it's because he's really old now, but he was the only one around on this planet in a hood. And the expression on his face was just super weird. And she tries to give him the lightsaber, and the movie pretty much ends there, but he's just like, I don't even know if he said anything. It was weird, man. I guess it's just because he was really old now. I don't know. I don't remember this exactly, but I think the old cast was credited before the new cast in the movie. I think it's also like that on the Wikipedia page. I thought that was strange, especially since Luke, he only got one scene in the movie, but I guess he is a bigger actor than the new actors from this film. I really enjoyed this movie, and I want to check out the other ones in the franchise, and really any other Star Wars content. I know there are quite a few cartoon series. I would love to check those out to see if they're any good. And I guess just a few things to discuss before the video ends. Who's the main character? I hope this isn't a stupid question, but is there a main character of the new films? The new part in the series. Because Finn was introduced before Rey, but Rey seems to have all the powers. And are they both the main characters? If I'm correct, there were 3 Star Wars movies, and then another set was released, but it was set before the originals. And I know backstory is important and all, but I hope they don't do that here. I don't want a movie set. I don't want a whole movie set in the past or a large part of the movie being in the past. We have to know where Rey comes from and who are her parents and why it's been defective. And if the other troopers are brainwashed, why did Finn turn out like that? What happened to Kylo Ren to make him so bad? Why is his name so simple? Ben. It's so normal. Let me see. While I was talking, I had some stuff that I was thinking about that I could add in, but I don't know. Finn got a lot of focus. Rey got a lot of focus. Do you think this will be just like three sets of movies? And even then, they told a lot of story within this movie. I was actually surprised that they accomplished all of that. But hey, that's cool and all, but I don't know, I just thought it was kind of fast to find Luke. I thought that would take like 2 or 3 movies. And let me see. I talked about like whether they might have like 3 sets of movies in the future and 3 sets of movies in the past. I don't know if they'll do that or not. Should they do that? I don't really think so. Can they tell like a whole story within 3 movies? That seems kind of quick, That I think that's why there are so many Star Wars spin-off series and there are so many theories, because they only did 6 movies, and obviously there's more out there to explore. But I'm guessing it does get an actual ending with those first 6 movies. Overall, I really did like this movie, and I can't wait to see the next one. For a 2-hour movie, they did move pretty quickly, and they got a lot done in this movie. I'm not sure if that's a good thing. It works, but it's kind of strange. And the characters seem like an unlikely group. I thought it was weird how they all met each other, but I'm sure there's a bigger connection in the movie, or there's a bigger connection in there. Finn's kind of related to like Kylo Ren in a way, and Rey is also related to Kylo Ren in a way. I kind of just want a character who's just like not related at all, but we got this. Anyways, that's it from me. Tell me what you thought. Enlighten me on things. I'm sorry that this review is kind of long, but please enlighten me on things that I don't know about the Star Wars franchise. what type of fan are you? Are you a new one trying to get into the series like me? Are you an old one? Or are you like an old fan who really hates anything new and they're like, George Lucas is the best or something like that? Anyways, guys, like me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter. I'm Stormo11. Thanks for watching, and see you next time. Peace out.